We are the Keyboard Samurai, a podcast focused on sharing insights to help those working in cybersecurity companies, be them technology or services. Each session, your host, Will Klusovsky, aka Will Clue, sits down with professionals in our industry to illuminate topics that will help your security biz, team, or self be better. Let's hack into it now. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Another exciting episode, I'm sure. So today we are joined by Amy. Amy, welcome.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So why don't you give us a little bit about who you are and why we care?
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure whether you'd care, but I can tell you.
That's kind of the common response.
Yeah, so I'm Amy Stokes-Waters. I am the CEO of the Cyber Escape Room company. So we do security awareness, security culture, security engagement with interactive learning experiences.
Interactive. What'd you do before that?
Sold pen testing.
Okay, yeah. So you have the cyber background to begin with. I wasn't sure if you came from the marketing space or if you came from the security space.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've always done sales and marketing, but for a long time that's been with cybersecurity companies. So sure. I've got the knowledge around what the fuck's broken.
That's kind of all we need for this. So, yeah. Like I said before we started, I just really interested in what it is you do and how you, I guess, so you do cybersecurity escape rooms, and this is for anybody listening. This is not a pitch for stuff. I just think it's really cool. So I'm kind of interested in one, like, what kind of, like, how does that work, and what kind of response do you get, and then, like, how did you get into that? Like, how did you decide this is clearly it's a niche, like even within cybersecurity, it's a niche within a niche. So, like, how did you find it and decide that we can make money doing this?
Yeah, it's definitely a niche. I can attest to that one. Yeah, so they work. So look at a security awareness training. It's just fucking boring, isn't it? I'm assuming I'm allowed to swear on this podcast, by the way.
No, yeah, absolutely, no worries.
Pre-call. Yeah, so security awareness training is dull, and we see the same kinds of attacks happening year on year on year on year. Doesn't seem to go we don't seem to be doing anything different, so we kind of shook it up a bit, I guess. So took all of those kind of good behavioral psychology elements, like gamifying learning and working in teams and letting people fail in a safe environment, all that kind of thing, and threw that into the mix. So yeah, you do the physical escape rooms. We can have multiple games running at once because you just need a desk to do it on. So it's like a little bit of a tabletop exercise. And then you do it in like groups of 5 to 6 people, and you get given a scenario. So we've got one where you play the part of a hacker and you found a backpack on a train. Can you steal some money out of their bank account? Which is cool because it like flips the script and people get to be the bad guy rather than the good guy. And then we've got one that's Sherlock Holmes themed. So you can, you're part of Sherlock Holmes's team and you're investigating a case where a factory owner's received a ransom note saying that, we've got your blueprints and we're going to sell them to your competitor unless you give us some money. And you've got to work out who the insider risk is within the organization that's doing that. And I'm building one that's specifically for operational technology environments. So that one will be around someone's got into a power plant, they've disabled one of the PLCs that's controlling like a wind turbine or a generator or something, and you've got to kind of go and investigate that. So trying to come up with like interesting scenarios. So I think the storyline of it is the most crucial bit to getting people to play along.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, you nailed it, which is like most of that training is boring. And it's boring for both sides. It's boring for the people who don't care, like the people who are working in finance and HR. And it's boring for those of us who are like in like the IT and the security folks, like we're like, we don't need this. We already know this. Yeah. So like changing that up, I think is funny. And the idea of having that story driven, because I've done some gamification in the past too, and that's exactly it. Like put them in the mindset of the hacker. It's way more interesting to think about, well, how would I manipulate my organization? And it goes right into what I preach for organizations, which is to do some role-based training.
Yeah.
So go talk to your finance team alone, go talk to the HR team alone, like specifically about what they're doing. And you're kind of bringing that out as well with the smaller groups. And you don't need a whole freaking room to do it. So
yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think we do it at conferences as well, because it's quite a fun activity for conferences to get people networking, so you can just mix up the tables. Like when we did our launch event a couple of years ago now, I said to a room full of like 50 CISOs, if you've come with someone, don't sit with them, you're on a different table. And I had grown-ass men being like, oh, but I really wanted to talk to this guy. And I'm like, well, you can do in the pub afterwards. Just mix the bloody tables up, will you? Meet some new people. That's what we're here for. We're networking.
Well, so how do you get over that too in the in the corporate world, or when you're doing it with you definitely have people who are like, oh God, this is like a team building exercise, right?
Yeah, I mean, so I would say that what we do is never going to replace never going to replace your security awareness program. It's just an addition. It's just an additional thing to throw in the mix. So I would say, don't do it then if you don't want to do it. Well, that's fine. I don't mind. If you're not interested in it, if you don't like puzzles, and some people just really fucking hate puzzles and escape rooms, that's fine. Don't play it. Because it's not gonna work for you then, is it? Because if you're totally disengaged at the beginning, that's not going to work for you. Which is why security awareness teams need loads of different tools that they can use, because not everything works for everyone.
That's actually a great point of thinking about like how you're building out those programs. Like find like you could even do something like this as an opt-in. Hey, would you rather watch this 1 hour video and take a quiz, or would you rather go do something fun? And then the introverts who don't want to be bothered can not be bothered.
Exactly.
And then
I think well, I've talked about this on loads of podcasts. Security awareness within an organization needs to be like marketing. You need to think of it as a marketing campaign. So McDonald's don't just do one advert a year that is compulsory for everyone to watch. That's not how they advertise, is it? McDonald's is everywhere all the time, even though they're a big brand and you know who they are and you know exactly what burgers they sell and you know exactly what you're getting when you go there. They still do adverts fucking everywhere. It's advertised. I always think it's marketing via osmosis, and that's exactly what we need to do with security awareness training. Like, you need to just have that content around for people to just absorb
constantly. Yeah, just make it like for I applaud that. We've all seen the data. I say the same thing. Like, you need to do training like every month, a couple minutes a day, right? Short videos or short engagements, things that can keep it top of mind, where people don't just forget about it and not care. I think that's easily the right way to do it. But I like the McDonald's analogy a lot as well. And I think a lot of security leaders can probably take that to heart. I don't know that I'm sure having posters all up over the building is probably going to help a little bit, but not really necessarily have the best.
It depends what the posters are as well. So we started building content packs out for people, but we've got one poster that's got a QR code on, that's got a sticker of a QR code over that QR code, and it says scan for free pizza. And if you scan it, it takes you to our website and it just says, really? Were you that hungry? Don't scan QR codes. But it gives you a bit of learning with it. But it's just a more humorous, funny way of doing it, I guess.
I love and hate that at the same time, because
you'd scan it.
No, here's the thing. As somebody who, when you asked for my business card, I give you my QR code and like LinkedIn, because that just DM me there. It's easier than texting me.
Yeah.
Or even if I do have a digital business card, and there's the I don't know a nice way to call it, but the like super tinfoil hat, like extra security people who will never scan a QR code, even at the restaurant, won't plug any USB port, like they just think everything is out to get, like 100% no risk, like not going to take any. And I'm very calculated with it. I'm like, come on, man, I've been sitting here talking to you for half an hour. You want my business card or not? You think I'm trying to hack? Like, I'm not putting this effort to hack you as an individual.
Yeah.
And I say all that because, like, if I'm in my own office, I feel like there should be a level of safety, but I guess that's the point, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but so if you look at it, like, we've put a sticker over the QR code on purpose. So because that's how those scams happen in real life. People have a legitimate poster for something, and then someone malicious comes along and sticks a malicious QR code over the top of the poster. So yes, QR codes are there for a reason. People do use, I mean, we use them for marketing and stuff, right? But there is a threat associated with them. And if you can find a humorous way of just reminding people, just these are the things to look out for. If there's a sticker over the QR code, maybe think twice before scanning it.
For sure.
There you
go. You do anything else like USB drops and things like that?
No, we don't do anything like that. We have got in the operational technology escape room that has got a USB in it, because apparently in OT environments, everyone gets really USB happy and just fucking plugs everything in all the time to everywhere. So we have got a USB in that when you plug it in, it goes, should we do that?
Everything's air gapped.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, so we've got a couple of bits like that, but yeah, no, so we do the physical escape rooms, but then we're also building an AI phishing simulation, which is quite cool. So that'll teach it in the moment about phishing. So it'll ring you. We've got three scenarios out of the box, so we can deep fake people. But it'll ring you, and then in the moment it'll go, "You've given away a little bit too much information there. So actually, what you should have looked out for is X, Y, Z." And this is like just gives you a bit of training. But I think there's quite a fine line to draw with stuff like that, because you don't want people to feel humiliated or upset by it, which is why we've purposefully crafted it so that it's really like empathetic, and it does it to you while you're on the call, so it's not like you don't feel like it's gone off and told someone else about it and then they're going to come and tell you. So it's quite, we've crafted it like that on purpose. But yeah, so there's a few other cool little bits like that we're building out at the moment.
I think that's important. And at somebody else on where we're talking about phishing, like just building those programs. And I think that's like the key to it, is you can't make it humiliating or demeaning. Like you have, like, positive reinforcement is the only way to make those things successful, right? Like you have to treat people. And it's funny. I think it would be really cool to let end users try to create phishing emails. Because I have some clients that I work with where, like, I have email, I'm on their network, so I have an email address with them and things like that. And so I get all their phishing stuff, and I have this one client, I'm like, whoever's doing the phishing emails really good. Like, they really enjoy their job.
Yeah.
They really, I mean, and because I'm like an admin in the account, like I get special, like even more extra hard ones. And so I get some really good emails. And I'm like, this person is really having a good time with this. And talk to like the CIO, and they're like, well, people complain it's not fair. They're inside. I was like, well, that's exactly how it works. They get inside and they learn about your environment to craft that's what spear phishing is, right? That's what people have to realize. It's like, it's not fair that they're internal to us. I was like, kind of helps.
Yeah, I think it does need to be realistic, because otherwise, how are you training? How would you know what to look out for if all the phishing emails that you've got are like super easy? Then when you get a real phishing email, you'll have no idea how to combat it. So that's kind of, we're trying to, in the business of preparing people for a real attack, rather than but doing it without trying to trick them into things.
Sure. Yeah. Well, that's the whole. I won't name any names. There are some vendors whose tests, when you take them in our industry, are all about just trying to trick you. Like, here's 4 answers that are like slightly different, and only one's right. And I hate those, because those, like, it's proven to be that's not a good way to educate people. You're worried about this little minutia instead of the concept, which is what you really need to be teaching, is the concepts behind it. So
exactly.
So how did you find this? How did it come about?
So we had a friend who said, I'm doing a team building day with the IT team. Can you build something cool? And we kind of came up with it from there, I guess. So he said he'd done this escape room with work, and he said it was all right, but he was like, I think you could probably inject a bit of personality into it and make it a bit more exciting. So we went, all right, well, give us the basic concept of what you did, give us the kind of overview, I guess, of what the scenario was. And then we went, yeah, can definitely do something cool with that. And then we did. Turns out, but then other people that we spoke to, we were saying, well, we've got this game. I mean, everyone was like, that is literally the coolest thing that you sell. So I rebranded the entire business off the back of it and went, fingers crossed.
Well, I mean, and I think that's every startup's journey is, hey, I've got an idea. We're going to create this product or solution. And then as soon as the client gets its hands, they're like, well, let's change it up and make it completely different. I'm like, okay, this now.
Yeah.
Like you have to.
That's what our approach to product development is, very agile. So we come up with the concept. Me and my sales guy will market the fuck out of that concept to lots of people and go, who wants to beta test this stuff? Who wants to give us some feedback on it, before we spent loads of time and effort building something, and then we'll shape the product with the industry. So we do calls for beta testing a lot, because we have lots of ideas. Not all of them make it to production in the end, because some of them just don't fucking work. But a lot of them do get there, and it means that we've got better product market fit, because I've actually sat down with people and said, what do you want it to do? Like, here's the idea. So now let's crowdsource the rest of the ideas to get it to a state where you would want to buy it.
I applaud that. And as somebody who sees a lot of startup products, I think everybody should do that. Like, go ahead and, like, it's fine for you to say, hey, I think there's this problem in the industry and I want to solve it, but get an MVP out to an actual client as soon as possible. Like, this just has to work. And get feedback on, like, whether or not you're actually solving a problem or just chasing down some feature, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know some people who've spent like hundreds of thousands of pounds on development for products, and then they just can't sell them. It just doesn't go anywhere. And I think, what a fucking waste of money. Like, did you ask anyone whether that issue was real? Like, when we first started our business, we originally started it doing capture the flag events for recruitment purposes for pen testers, which sounds, in theory, that sounds reasonable. Yeah, no one wants them. No one wants to pay the money for it. So we had to bosh that on the head and start doing other shit instead. But that's fine, because we got the feedback. We didn't spend loads of time putting effort into it. I mean, we did a bit of research. We did a bit of research with some recruiters and some industry people. But yeah, that was on a road to nowhere. So we sacked that off and just did other shit instead.
Well, and that makes total sense, because theoretically, if you do a CTF and you find a bunch of really great pen testers, and you're like, oh, well, then that's how, like, in fact, in a long time ago in my history, that's how our interview process was for pen testers. It was kind of like, before you apply, here's the site, here's the thing, go do go show us you have any skills whatsoever, and then we'll talk to you, kind of thing. But yeah, in my experience, people who do CTFs are like vendors for events and things like that. Like, that's not it's a big expense to find, just to find people for a role that you could probably, especially this day and age, post and get 200 applicants in like an hour.
Yeah, exactly. And I think pen testing, everyone wants to be a pen tester. So
I don't know why.
I don't think there's a shortage of applicants out there, but obviously we didn't know that at the time. So yeah, kicked it off and then realized, better change that up. This is making no money.
But again, I think that's the best part, like, for other founders and startup people to look at and think about, is like, and that's the first, like, whenever somebody's like, hey, well, I want to show you my product or tool, the first thing I ask is, like, what's the business problem it solves? Like, what is it that you're doing that, like, the CEO or the COO or the CFO cares about, not just the CTO or even worse yet, we make the analyst's job easier. I mean, I hate to tell analysts this, but most of your C-levels don't care if it's not expensive.
Yeah.
Like, that's your job, is to be miserable sometimes. Well, this has been great, Amy. Where can everybody find you on the interwebs? Should they want to look you up and reach out to you?
Yeah, they can find me on LinkedIn primarily. So Amy Stokes-Waters, or if you want to check out some of the cool shit that we do, then head over to cyberescaperoom.co.
That is outstanding. Well, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks for enjoying Keyboard Samurai Podcast. If you'd like to engage, find Will on LinkedIn at /WillClue or visit at willclue.me. That's WILKLU.me for more info. Disconnecting now. Synac you later.